What's up, great people? It's the homie, the one and only Ashton Reynolds. And yes, I am on the keys because I love music. And you see all of these wonderful places that are around the world? That's where music can take you. See, music takes you on a journey, allowing for you to momentarily escape reality through your mind. Help you think about places that you want to visit, so much so that you actually start planning to visit those places. And I know, for some people, traveling can be a hassle. But oh, how beautiful it is when you have someone who will alleviate the pressure by handling the traveling duties for you. Hey, what's up, great people? It's the homie, the one and only Ashton Reynolds. And for those of you who are still watching this video and they are wondering, what am I talking about when I say traveling duties? I'm talking about any work that has to be done prior to you actually getting to your destination to enjoy your vacation. People, you see that name that was before this part, Legendary Travel. That's what I'm talking about, great people. That's the person who I have for you that will do all of those things for you so you can enjoy your experience and have a wonderful experience on your vacation. See, I get to sit and converse with the CEO of Legendary Travel Agency, Miss Shanna, Jennette, who also has Legendary Travel Swimwear. So wherever you want to go, you will be prepared for show with the proper swimwear, so you'll definitely be in there. Great people, you are in for a treat with this interview. So without further ado, bring the beat in. Thank you. This way, that, it don't matter. What's going on, great people? It is I, the homie, the one and only Ashton Reynolds, and welcome to the Be the Change podcast, where I converse with individuals who have taken the initiative themselves to make change by being the change themselves. And you already know the change I'm talking about. I'm talking about making a change inside of their life or their family, changing work fields, making change in the communities worldwide, and much, much more. It doesn't matter the magnitude, people, just as long as you're doing it and you took that initiative. Trust me, this platform is for you. And so everybody can see that there are movers and shakers out here in the community that you can definitely reach out to, connect with, and build together so that a better tomorrow can start being built today as you align and network with these incredible people, such as the guest that I have for you today. Now, this incredible woman right here, I hope y'all have seen the commercial that I put together, because honestly, we linked up on Facebook in the Atlanta Black Business Owners Group, and I just put out a post that said, hey, who want to advertise? Who want to come? Let's network, let's work together. And she was one of the first ones to reach out. And I'm so thankful that she had entrusted in me to be able to do this, interview her, continue to help push her business out, which is already successful because God ordained it and she put that work in. So look, without further ado, great people, I'm not going to just prolong this right here, because I want you all to be introduced to this incredible woman who is the CEO of not just one, but two businesses. She's a woman that wears many hats, but hey, she displays excellence in every single way, in every single capacity, no matter what hat she wears. It could be a fedora, it could be a snapback, Mitchell and Ness, it don't matter. She gonna put it on and wear it with style. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the incredible one and only Miss Shanna Jennette. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being a guest here on this podcast.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome. So I asked this question here to pop off every interview because only you can answer it. So despite all of the accolades, despite all of the accomplishments, who in your own words is Shanna Jennette?
Ooh. That's a very good question. So I definitely think that I am I think one thing that always drives me, I've always been one that like to help others, like in anything that I do, any form of capacity. I just always enjoy helping others. So that was one of the things that did kind of drive me towards starting the travel business anyway, because it just seemed like a lot of people didn't really have the information or knowledge to be able to like do that and like know how to do it. So that's kind of who I am. I just always like helping people. So I guess to put it in a short, sweet version.
That's what's up. I'm glad that you have that spirit about you, and I'm also glad that that's the field that you in, because I'm actually getting ready to do quite a bit of traveling.
Oh, so, well, it was great that we ended up connected then.
Exactly. So that's why I said before this interview, I said this is really nothing but the beginning of an incredible working relationship.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I took a look at your website.
Okay.
And just seeing that you have over 10 years in it collectively, and you really are well versed in the whole experience of travel. I'm
Right.
stepping into this. So for those who are new to traveling as well, look, I pray that these gems that she dropped are, beneficial for you. So how did you get into this business?
Well, I first started getting into the business. I actually started it in 2016, and at that time, I had not traveled a lot myself. Like, besides you might go here and there, like go to a different city or something. But far as like actually like traveling, like international traveling, putting together a package, I just really had not done much of that myself, and that was something that I wanted to get more into. So I was actually looking into learning how to just travel myself in general. Then somewhere in the process, I just really became intrigued by it and was like, wow, some of the stuff that I'm learning, like help myself, I think that a lot of other people don't know. I think it's a misconception too. A lot of people feel like it's expensive to travel. And when you actually start getting into it, there are some key things that can help it not be as expensive. Now, of course, some people wait till last minute, that can make it expensive, but actually traveling is not like that expensive. And when I started like learning about these different things, like, wow, it's actually really like reasonable to travel. You can do this, you can do that. And I just started thinking about, I wanted to share that knowledge with other people, like not just like, okay, well, I'm just going to utilize this for myself. I wanted to share it with other people. So it kind of went from me researching and learning about how I could travel to then like, well, how can I help other people? And then it led into me researching about how to become a travel agent and start a business with being able to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much how it all started.
Oh, that's amazing right there. And the fact that you had went beyond yourself to ensure that you can help others and be resourceful to others with traveling, such as...
Yep. Definitely.
So this is really like me doing homework right here, and I'm just thankful to have you on here. So this is really more than an interview, but actually like a teaching moment for me.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I'm here to help.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So, with the travel business, just tell me, let the people know exactly what Legendary Travel Agency, what do you all stand for? What is it that you all give the customers when they come and work with you all?
Okay. So pretty much what Legendary Travel stands for, the reason why I chose that name, because of the word legendary. So when you think of legendary, you're pretty much, what legendary means is something memorable. Like when you say like, oh, this person is a legend, or this is a legend, you say that because it's their career or whatever is memorable, like you remember it. So that's where the name came from, Legendary Travel, because then I was like, well, I want to create legendary experiences. Like when people travel, not just like, oh, okay, I went here, or oh, I went there. Like I wanted to feel legendary. I wanted to be memorable so that they end up coming back later, which a lot of my people do, coming back because of the experience that they have. So a part of what we do, that's what it stands for. And then part of what it does is we not only make it easy for them to travel, like give them the knowledge about traveling, but just make it easy and convenient for them in general. So when I put together a package, I typically, obviously get the information first off from the customer where they're wanting to go, um, and just all the basic information. And then I'm going to put together multiple packages so that they have options to choose from. Then once they choose an option, I most of the time put it all together. So that includes flight if they need flight. It includes airport transportation. Once they get to it, they're going. So then they don't have to worry about like, oh, I have to get a taxi or whatever. I set that up for them. Somebody's picking them up from the airport, taking them to the resort. When they leave, picking them up from the resort, going back to the airport. I could go ahead and put together excursions, put that in the package. If it's a specific reason that they're traveling, set up things on the resort. If they want to do a special dinner, pretty much anything. So I make it where pretty much all people have to do is pack their bags, get on the airplane and get there and go. And that's pretty much it. So that's part of like what makes it legendary. It's the name Legendary Travel.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome right there. And I can see that through that whole process, one thing that your website really does like push is the fact that you specialize in fun, luxury, and experience.
Yep, I really want them to have a great experience. Like you can go somewhere and it's nice, but you may not necessarily have like the best experience. So I do like the whole like all around. Like I said, you can, even if you go on a trip and let's say you have a hard time with like the travel accommodations, like just getting to the resort or the flights, you have long layovers, or let's say if I have multiple people traveling from like different states, I usually make sure they're connecting in the same area so that they get there together. That's all a part of like the experience, because all of that kind of comes into play when you think about how was your trip. So you want to have like a great experience with all those different factors connecting together to make it a great experience all around.
That's what's up right there. So if somebody's watching right now and they say, hey, I want to have that experience right there and they want to connect with you, what is the process that they must go through to start the to get the process going?
Okay. Well, typically the best way to reach me, or what I prefer, definitely is on the website. So mylegendarytravel.com. Because on the website I have a kind of like an intro form where people can go ahead and fill out. So that helps me to understand what type of trip they want to do. And it'll give me the basics that I need to get started. So where they want to go, when do they want to go, what type of trip is it? Is it a romantic trip, fun trip? Do they need flight? Where do they need flight from? Because most of the time, like if people contact me otherwise, I don't mind a lot. I get a lot of DMs on my Instagram, messages on Facebook. I don't mind that either. Some people who I know personally text me, email, so I don't mind that either. But like I said, my preference is on the website, because once someone reach out, I have to ask those basic questions anyway. Like I have to know, like, well, what am I trying to put together? So if you reach out on the website first, fill out that intro form, it comes straight to my email, and then it's just an easier process. I can go ahead and get started because I already have the intro information that I need. But I do promote a lot on Instagram, so like I said, that's fine too. People can definitely reach out to me on there as well.
That's what's up. So for everybody that is tuned in now, it will be tuned in later on the other platforms, I suggest that you go to her website, which is mylegendarytravel.com, and get that process started. So as you go out and travel abroad, or if you're domestic, you still make sure that you have a legendary experience, which is exactly what she's saying.
Yep, exactly.
Did I get that right?
You got it. It sounded like you came out of my mouth. That was good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So that's just one of the businesses, because I see that you also have Legendary Travel Swimwear.
Yep.
Let the people know about that.
All right. So the swimwear came about. So I just launched the swimwear last year. So that's a fairly new piece, a branch out to the travel agency. So that came about because me personally, when I would go on trips, sometimes we have a hard time finding swimwear, specific swimwear that works and that fits for our body types. And one thing in particular, when you go in a store or even order like on the website, a lot of times when you buy swimwear, let's say you want a 2-piece, you have to get the same size. If you order in a medium on the bottom, you gotta get a medium on the top. Like most places don't let you kind of switch out the sizes, and that's a problem for a lot of women because a lot of women are not the same size, like on the top and on the bottom. And so I would find that very difficult myself when I would be looking for swimwear when I would be going on a trip. So I started having like someone specifically like make swimwear like for me, like customize my own like swimwear. And I would just always get people asking me like, I'm like, where did you get that swimwear? Or asking me questions about it. And that kind of started like the wheels turning because I was like, oh, I'm not the only one who has this problem. So that's what made me start thinking about swimwear. I wanted to be able to still again make it something, a legendary like experience. Like shopping for swimwear actually is really hard. Like I know for guys, y'all don't shop for swimwear, so y'all probably don't know, but it's actually really, it can be hard and really like frustrating because like I said, we have to sneak sometime and try to, all right, I need a medium on the bottom but a large on the top, and let me hope when I get to the register they don't tell it's 2 different sizes and I'm gonna switch them. Like, so I wanted to make it where women didn't have that problem. So when they shop with me, if it's a 2-piece, like I make it flexible like that where they can get different sizes. You don't have to get the same size on like the top and the bottom. And so last year when everything was shut down, like with COVID, and I was kind of like sitting at home, and I was like, I've been thinking about this for like a little while, and let me just like put it into action and like reach out to some people and see who can like customize some things or like make some things. I also don't like typical swimwear. Like I kind of have like a unique style, so that was another thing like I wanted to be able to offer. A lot of times if you need swimwear that is like a bigger size, a lot of times it's boring looking, so I wanted to be able to keep like still the uniqueness and like sexiness of like swimwear without it like being boring if you need a bigger size or whatever. So that was part of it as well. So I just kind of fleshed out some ideas. I reached out to the girl who made swimsuits for me before and reached out to some different vendors. Reached out to some girls to do a photo shoot, did a photo shoot, got a couple pieces, built the website. So then that's when I decided I'm just going to branch it off of the Legendary Travel Agency part of it because it just seemed like it worked perfect. It went hand to hand. When women go on trips, the first thing they do is find their attire. They're like, what am I going to wear? And if they're going to the beach, like, I got to get swimwear. So it just made sense. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to branch it off of Legendary Travel. And now we got Legendary Travel Swimwear. And that was it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I like how you also kind of segued to like how everything was shutting down, because that was actually going to be my next question right there. I guess you was in my notes or something. So I see from what I've gotten from that answer right there to the previous question that during the time of the shutdown and the pandemic when it first started, instead of just sitting on ideas, the creative juices started flowing.
Yep.
Am I correct with that?
Yep, definitely. Yep, because we were just sitting at home and I was working from home and I just had like extra time, and I was like I said, I had been thinking about it maybe for like a year and a half prior, but I just had never put any action behind it to try to like really start. And I was like, I think I'm gonna start a swimwear line. Like, I got this like extra time. Let me see what I can figure out and what I can do with it. And once I started like researching, and it was fun. It was fun for me. And then I was like, I think I'm gonna do this. Like I said, I would get questions all the time about swimwear. So I was like, well, I know I'm not the only like woman who has these issues when I'm trying to buy swimwear to go on a trip. So I think it would be something like beneficial. And like I said, everybody when they go on trips, you gotta have swimsuits. So yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And I love that answer right there. So for those people that are out there and they are sitting on ideas, and we still have time now to continue to create and put ideas into action, what are some motivating words or words of encouragement that you would like to give those people who are sitting on ideas and are still trying to figure out when is the right time to release these ideas? What are some words of encouragement you would like to leave with those people?
Um, First thing I probably would say is like there is no right time, really. Like you always, I think people be like, "Well, I don't know. Like I might still have to do this, or I might not have the money, or I might not, whatever." It's no right time to do it. Like just do it. I know it's cliche as that may sound, but that's kind of how it was for me. Like, 'cause if you keep waiting and say, "Well, I'm gonna wait till maybe this happens. It'll be a better time in a month," or two. Like you're just gonna keep pushing it back, So that would be my first thing. Like, just go forward with it. Like you might start the process, and okay, it might not actually like come out to what you need it to be at that time. So then you might have to stop but then you start again, but at least start. Like just start it and find out what you need to do. Whatever idea you have, that's what I did. I'm like, okay, I need vendors. How do I go about doing that? I would research. I would, talk to other people. I talked to somebody who I knew owned like a clothing store. They didn't do like swimwear, but I got information about how to go about finding vendors. So, okay, go about finding vendors, and then how can I fund this? And with me already having the travel agency piece of it, that was helpful because then you can, have like business credit and, business loans. That goes to a whole like separate thing. I actually didn't do like a business loan, but for other people that can be an option that some people don't know about, like doing it that way. So just start researching and find out and just start it. Like start with small steps and go from there and see where it takes you.
Oh yeah. See, I told y'all. Like she was gonna come. She was gonna come with the gym. See, this is why I have this platform right here, so that you all can connect with individuals who are definitely doing what it is that you want to do, and that's embark on a path of entrepreneurship or continue to be motivated to embark on that path of success, because I know that this walk here can definitely be one that gets tough. And you sitting there thinking about, do I want to stay the course, or you start looking at this and that. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you are. It definitely gets tough. So that would be like another thing I would say too. Like once you build it and get to where you need to be, being able to find people that you entrust in your business as well to be able to help, because that's one thing that makes it tough. Like if you don't have other people that you can delegate like other responsibilities out to, so then sometimes it takes a lot of time. Like you have to put a lot of time into it. So definitely gets tough, but like I said, even still, like I just said, keep going, find people you can delegate the responsibilities to, and just stick with it.
That's definitely something I had to learn right there, the delegating part, because
I'm still
through this, we try to do everything by ourselves because we try to protect this vision because this is our baby. Yeah, but it definitely was worthwhile though. So those words do reign true.
Yeah,
it worked. Definitely. It was definitely worthwhile.
Yep, I'm definitely still working on that piece myself. Not that I don't realize the benefit of delegating responsibilities. You just have to find those right people to be able to like help you with that, because when you have a business, it's like how you want to do things and how you want it ran. So it's kind of like I need somebody to be like a clone of me, but that's not always like possible. So that's when that comes hard. That's the hard part.
Most definitely, which is why I'm so thankful that you entrusted me and believed in what I can do in order to work with you as well. Because when I put that post out there, I was just like, Lord, you know what? I'm just going to try it out, because I'm just sitting out here looking at all of these people going to shop at this store, that store. And I also know there's a lot of small businesses out here that are definitely beneficial and definitely need to be supported. Right. And I'm like, why don't I come up with something or create something that people can be aware of these small businesses out here? Because of course it's the holidays time and people want to travel. People are
Right.
going different places. So I'm like, man, Lord, let this work. Let these people know that, first of all, what I'm putting out there is no scam.
Right. Yeah, a
So
lot of
the
people think
integrity,
that's
I wanted people to see and feel the integrity and the enthusiasm of actually helping. Because like I said in the beginning, the success for your business is already ordained. I just wanted to do my part in assisting that everybody sees it. So
right.
that success can already, you know what I'm saying? It's just a team effort and it takes all of
Right.
us together. So I'm once
Definitely
again
appreciate it.
thankful. I'm
Yeah, and I'm
definitely
thankful
thankful.
too. Yeah. I'm glad you made that, and then we ended up making the connection, because a lot of times success is not just based off of like one person, like collaboration. Like a lot of times, like collaboration and doing something like this, it's like some people may not have known, or the other people may see you too. Like, oh, okay, well, let me contact him and do a post about a podcast about my business. So it's all about collaboration. So.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Now, with Legendary Travel Agency, Legendary Travel Swimwear, are there going to be any more Legendary Travel ...
Like more branches out.
Yes.
Well, the wheels are always turning. I'm always thinking like, well, what's the next week? Because once I branched off and did the swimwear, I did I have like other ideas that I kind of been playing around with. So I definitely want to make it more than just Legendary Travel swimwear. So I've been playing around with the idea of Legendary, like just travel apparel in general, because I know specifically like for women, I don't know about as much as men. Like we even think down to like, well, what's our airport outfit? What we gonna wear to the airport? So you want to be like comfortable, but you still might like want to be like cute. And so thinking about like that travel apparel, also like travel accessories, because I realized too a lot of people would ask me. I did a photo shoot one time, and I had like a pink, like the picture I sent you for when you asked me for the promo picture, where I had like the pink passport cover. And I got a lot of people like, where'd you get that? Most people have the regular like blue booklet. So I do have those as well. I have started adding that to my website. I wanted to like more travel accessories. So I have like other colors of like travel, those passport booklets. So I have like pink, purple, blue, gold, green. So I do want to branch off and do things like that, not just swimwear, but like anything travel related, like things like that, passport booklet, the airport outfit. I have been playing around with like luggage covers. You see people got the luggage covers now, and different things. So there definitely will be other branching off that I've been thinking about. So y'all just gotta stay tuned.
That's right. Stay tuned and stay connected. And one thing that people are definitely going to get from this interview is that there is no idea that is too far out there, because you have definitely created a lane for yourself as far in the travel world, because it's like different color passports, luggage covers. You really getting into things that some people, they'll be like, that's not important. But for those who actually travel,
but people, yeah, they like it. Like I started seeing, like, especially like you said, with people who don't like travel as much or something, it's just like, And like I said, I know a lot like more like women are like this too. I'm sure men too, but what made me start thinking about it, like I saw like women more so would have to have specific shirts, like when they travel. Like I don't know if you've seen a lot of women do like the cliche saying, what is it? Catch flights, not feelings.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So, but you got like women like little cute stuff like that when they travel. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to add some of that to it, because the people who like that stuff are going to get it. That's what they want to do. So I'm definitely thinking of, like I said, branching off into different stuff like that, so they can catch their flights and not feelings or whatever else they want to do.
That's what's up. That's what's up. One thing that I did like about your website too, as soon as you go on it, you have the swimwear. Just like, want to get the swimwear?
Pop up like, bam, go get your swimwear. Can't go to the island without the swimwear. You can.
Right.
without your swimwear. So yeah, the first thing pop up, go ahead and click the link. And but when I did the website as well, so I actually created that website when I launched the swimwear. Like before, I had a different website. So once I launched the swimwear, like I said, I'm all about making the experience legendary and easy for people. So I was like, I'm gonna change it and do all-in-one website. My website previously was just for travel. So that's kind of why that pops up too with the swimwear, because when I launched it, I was like, okay, I'm going to now add this on to the website I already have for travel, and now it's going to be swimwear with it. So so people, even though it's like two separate entities, people don't have to feel that inconvenience of it being two separate entities. Like, oh, I had to go here for travel, but now I have to go here for swimwear. Like, just go to the website, so you contact me about travel and book your swimwear right there. And so that's already starting the legendary experience. Like, oh, this is simple, this is easy. I want to work with her. Like, she's making it very easy to do this. So that's why else I have it like pop up right there like that, so people know like, okay, I could do this all in one. Just go to this one website and I get it all done, like a one-stop shop thing.
Exactly. And that's what I got from it. And then just going through this interview and seeing that, you really have been thinking about expanding and adding other ventures and other extensions to the Legendary Travel brand. The website basically encapsulates the whole travel experience. And I'm just like, man.
Thank you. That's what I wanted it to do. So I'm glad it's serving this purpose.
Oh, yes. And look, for those who watching this and listening to this is no cap. I really went on that website and I was just amazed at how professional it was. And then you actually felt your personality within the website. So it was like, oh, it was easy to make the commercial. Because I want people to understand, like, we spoke via message. We haven't spoke on the phone. Right. This is our first time hearing and seeing each other. So what I was the feeling and the energy, the vibes that I was getting from the messages is the same thing that I had saw displayed on the website. And that is the same thing that I'm getting from Miss Shanna Jennette tonight.
Great. Great. I'm glad.
Oh, yes. So I want you to know we're definitely going to be working. We're definitely going to be talking because, like I said, I'm going to be getting into the traveling more because, especially at the top of next year, because I have the opportunity to be performing live at the Apollo Theater.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that. It's going to be super cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. So the traveling thing, I'm getting new to it, but like I said, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, next year, I'm going here, I'm going there, and I see that I can trust you with the business.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this live, not just because we're live, but this is the actual thing here. We definitely gonna be working.
Well, great. And then, cause like once you go to New York, you gotta branch out and go to other places. Like you're going to perform at the Apollo, so yeah, you have to expand and go different places. So yeah, we'll definitely help with that. And another thing, like mentioning what also makes the whole travel experience legendary, what people like. So one misconception, like I mentioned earlier, where people think that travel is so expensive. So the way that I do packages, you don't have to pay for your trip all up front. Like that's another thing that some people think, because some people want to travel, but they're like, oh, I have this, so I have these bills, like I can't afford to pay for my trip right now. So the way that I do packages, as long as you're booking 45 days or more in advance, all you have to do is put down a $200 deposit on your trip. It doesn't matter if your total trip is $5,000. It doesn't matter if your total trip is $10,000. $200 deposit, that puts your trip on hold. Flight and your hotel, if you're staying at a resort, it don't matter whether it's domestic or international either. $200. And the other thing that people like about working with me, you don't have specific payment dates. You don't have specific payment amounts. You just have to have your trip paid off 45 days before you leave. And you make payments on it as you want, when you want, however much you want, up until that 45 days. And then 45 days before you go, final payment, and that's it. So that also makes it super convenient for people, because some people I know like to go on, you'll get those emails about quick deals sometimes, like Expedia or Cheap Caribbean, or those type of places. And how those type of places work, typically you have to put a certain percentage down of your trip. So like I said, with my packages, it doesn't matter how much it costs, it's going to be a flat $200 deposit. With those type of deals on those websites, it's a certain percentage. So like if your trip is $10,000, your percentage for your deposit is more than if your trip is $5,000, obviously. And then also they give you set dates, which is usually like every 30 days maybe. So like whenever you do your deposit, they set it like every 30 days after that, you have to pay however much. They usually like split it up into like equal payments until whatever their payoff date is. So sometimes that gives people stress when they're wanting to go on a trip, because you might be okay next month in 30 days, and then something might happen. You might have emergency or extra bill come up, whatever. So the next 30 days you may not have that money to spend. And the way those places do too, they automatically charge your card. Like when you do your payment, whatever charge you for the deposit, they automatically charge that same card every 30 days. So with some people, like if their finances fluctuate, like say you never know what happened, that can be stressful. That's what I said. For me, no set payment dates, no set amount. Most of my clients, they contact me when they want to. Hey, Shanna, I want to make a payment today. I want to pay this amount. You can call me and tell me you want to pay $10. It don't matter. Or you can pay $200. Whatever you want to pay. It's no set amount. And then I say you pay it off for 45 days before you leave, and that's that. So that kind of gives people ease of mind, because if you were planning to make a payment and then something happened, you got an extra bill and you can't pay it when you plan, like it's not like you don't have a set payment that you don't have to pay it. So then you just pay it whenever you do get the money, when your finances get back right. So that's another part of what makes the experience legendary, as far as on the financial piece of things, like when you're going through the planning process and paying for the trip. So that's another thing that people like about using me and booking with me for trips.
And that right there shows what you also say on the website. Well versed in travel and exceptional customer service, because that really shows that you are understanding about the situations of each individual, because like you said, things do come up, life does happen. And it shows that Legendary Travel Agency is really understanding of that situation. And it's like, hey, when you can make this within that time frame, that's all we can ask for right there. And that's what a lot of people are asking for, especially during this time here.
Right.
It's like, definitely. Hey, this money is tight, but I need, work with me.
Right, exactly. So, like I said, it's definitely workable and doable for most people. Most people are surprised. They're like, wait, I only have to pay $200 right now? Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can pay more if you want to, but $200, and if you want to make payments on it, or if you want to wait until 45 days before the trip, then it's up to you. It's your choice. And so a lot of people are surprised by that, but then that's also what keeps them coming back, because they know they have that ease and flexibility while they're planning and paying off their trip.
Oh yeah, see, that's awesome right there, because that really takes the weight off of worrying of if I want to really go on this trip. Yeah, I like that right there.
Yep. So that's what I tell people when they think that it's not possible for them to go on a trip, or it's too expensive to go on a trip. Because also, like a lot of people don't know how to really travel. When I say like don't know how to travel, what I mean is, like, a lot of people will book resort and then they're going to book their flight, right? But when you book your flight, you usually have to pay for your flight up front. So that's a lot of like a deterrent for a lot of people too, because depending on where you're going, especially now, like flights prices fluctuating so much because of whatever is going on with the COVID thing. I'm not sure how that affects flights, but that's what they say. But so flights to some like Caribbean places in general can be $500, $600. For some people, that's a lot to put up front, like to pay for a flight up front. So that's some of the knowledge that I give people when booking with me. It's like, hey, $200 down, that puts your flight on hold and your resort on hold. And people are like, wait, what? I can put a flight on hold? And I'm like, yeah, not by yourself. Like, you have to use a travel agent or, somebody to be able to do that. So then that's what I explained is one of the benefits. Some people don't understand, like, well, why do I need a travel agent if I can do this by myself? And that's one of the things I always tell people. Well, some of the stuff you can't do by yourself. You can't put a flight on hold unless you have a travel agent. Like, that's one of the benefits that we get to be able to give the clients. So yeah, so then they realize, like, oh, I don't have to pay $600 up front for this flight. Like, no, you don't. $200 and it's on hold until you pay it off, and that makes it more doable. And people are like, oh, I can do this trip. Okay.
That's what's up right there. See, you just, that's why I said the floor is yours, because you just answer all the questions right there in that answer. And so I'm thank you for that, because a lot of folks, they go on trips and they be like, yo, what I need a travel agent for? Right. I'm glad that you said that right there. So for those who think that way, they're not well versed in travel. Right. This is why. And I'm so glad about that too, because honestly, I'm a simple person. Mm-hmm. Meaning I just want to, get the flight, know that the flight is well, mm-hmm. know that I have the resort there. I don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z. Right. And if somebody is willing to work with me and actually do the work for me, and all I have to do is a deposit, and then after that, I make my own payment arrangements. Yep. That's plain and simple for me. That makes the whole travel experience easy for me. Yep. So that's how I like things to be easy. I don't like to have too much on my plate, because there's far more important things that I have to take care of, and then having that added to it, I don't need that. Yep. So yeah. That's how I am too. So that's how I like to make it for other people, like not stressed. So like you said, a whole bunch of stuff to worry about. Like, just make it simple. Like, you want to go on vacation, you want to have a great experience. Let's make the whole process a great experience, not just when you get there, but like starting from the beginning, from when you contact me to when you're coming home. Like, let's make it a great experience. Most definitely. Now we got a little bit of time left, but I only got like a couple of more questions for you. Okay. So for people out there that want to get into the travel business, like, what are some steps that you would encourage them to take as they enter into this business? Well, I would definitely say travel yourself. Because part of, I think also what helps when you are a travel agent, when you're trying to help people with trips, is having that firsthand knowledge. So it's like people are more prone to book reviews. I always get, people ask me all the time too, well, have you been here? Or, have you had other people like be here? If it's just like, oh, well, you just reading on what you read from online, then that is what they're going to be thinking, like, well, what do I need her for? Like, this is the same information that I just read. So I would definitely say, make sure travel is something that you're passionate about. Like, I'm really, really like passionate about travel. Like, I love traveling. So when people talk to me about traveling, like, they see that, they feel that, and like, so I'm able to give them a lot of firsthand knowledge about, different places that I've been, or either like book people, or I'm always like learning about new places and different things. So also like going into that, when you're trying to be a travel agent, there are certain like vendors that you use to book trips. So when I say vendors, like the people like Carnival, if you want to do cruises, like Carnival, Royal Caribbean. If you're doing domestic trips, like Marriott hotels or Hilton hotels or whatever. So also what you need to do, they offer classes. Like, once you become a travel agent, so you have to be certified. That's one thing. So you have to take classes, be certified to be a travel agent. Once you do that, you're given what's called an IATA number, which is like a travel agent ID number, pretty much. So once you get that number, you can take classes with what you want to specialize in. Like, if you want to know more about booking Marriott hotels, if you want to know more about
booking Carnival cruises or something like that. So you kind of contact these vendors and you take classes. So just like with any other profession, you kind of keep updated on information because things change all the time. So that's another thing that I would suggest, because you have to stay abreast of what's going on, or what's the new rules and regulations, or what's booking at this hotel or this resort like. So you can't just like get in it and just like, oh, okay, well, I'm in it, that's it. Like, be passionate about it and stay up on knowledge so that you can give your clients knowledge, so that you have the most updated information to give them when they're looking to book trips. So
yeah. Yeah. I'm sitting here, I'm just amazed and blown away, because this right here, this interview here was full of a lot of gems that I really didn't know, that I really took in, and I'm going to apply them. So like I said, when I'm hitting the road and I'm traveling, yeah, you're definitely getting my business. And I'm not just saying that, like I said, because you entrusted in me. Like, this was real deal. You got another client in me. So for those who feel that same way, I gave you a lot
of free gems tonight.
Yeah, you did. Look,
I'll send you an invoice later.
Yeah. Look, that 200. Most definitely. So for those who want to go ahead and book with you now, as a result of hearing and watching this interview here, I know we mentioned it before, but just go ahead and mention it one more time again. How can they book with you? How can they get in contact with you? Things of that nature.
Okay. My number one preference, again, in contact with me is through the website, which is mylegendarytravel.com. And once you go on the website, is one of the tabs or links somewhere that says contact us. Click that and it'll be a form that'll pull up that'll ask you kind of some of the basic information that I would even need to get started on a trip. That form will come straight to my email address. Once I get it in my email, I usually reach back out to you, and if I can get a little bit more information, like I'll kind of do pretty much like a consult once I get that form. So then I'm asking you, like, okay, what type of trip are you looking for? Do you want it to be romantic, fun, adventurous, whatever. So that's my number one preference. And then, like I said, I also don't mind. I get a lot of DMs on Instagram about trips, because my page is, that's my business page. So a lot of people see things I post and they ask me about it. So that's fine. I don't mind that as well. So if you want to contact me that way, the IG page is at Legendary Travel 1. And send me a message, and about a lot of people just like, hey, I want to go on the trip here, can you help me, or whatever. I'm like I said, I'm pretty simple too. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just let me know and we'll go from there, and then I have a conversation with you about what type of trip you're looking for, and then we get started. So website or IG pretty much is the main two places most people contact me.
And that website, once again, is mylegendarytravel.com. And on Instagram, it is at legendarytravel1. And she is number one, apparently, as you can see right here. Well, Miss Shanna, Jennette, thank you so much for an incredible interview.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. It's been very informative and very enlightening on the whole travel industry and travel process as a whole, because it really entails a lot more than people think.
Right.
So I'm so thankful. And one last question, is there anything else that you would like to leave with the people tonight to encourage them to just wrap the interview up? Anything that you would like to leave at all?
Pretty much just kind of recapping what I said earlier. If you have ideas or dreams and stuff that you want to do, just do it. Like, no dream, I don't feel like no dream is like too big. You just have to put action behind your dream. I'm also big on like manifestation. Like, that's a whole different topic. I can go on and on about that, so I won't. But just you have an idea, manifest on it, think about it, write it down. That I actually did that when I started doing it. Like, I just wrote down little different goals and how I wanted to accomplish, and before you know it, I was doing it. That was it. So just do it.
That's what's up. Just do it.
Yeah.
I want y'all to do this right here. Go to mylegendarytravel.com. Like I said, this is a season right here where everybody spends money everywhere. Go ahead and put this money into these businesses that make all sorts of experiences easier, such as travel, because that's a whole different beast right there.
Yeah.
So
but there's so many of us, but especially us, especially like Black people in general, always I feel like people like, oh, I can't travel, I can't do this, I can't afford it. Like, yes, you can. You have to know how to do it, but you can do it.
See, look, there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much once again for being a guest on here. And we're going to have you again because, look, like I said at the beginning, she's a woman that wears many hats. So, I just wanted her to talk about this one right here specific because, look, it's a travel season. It's travel season all year round. But, everybody want to go this way and that place for the holidays. So,
yeah.
Y'all
definitely
take this
for the holidays, and around this time too, actually people are starting to book for spring. Spring break is like big. People do spring and summer trips, so yeah, definitely.
See, go ahead and go to mylegendarytravel.com and book y'all trip because I definitely am.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, likewise. So great people. Thank you so much for tuning in to this interview. This wraps up another episode of the Be the Change podcast, season 2, episode 3. And you seen that it was just more incredible than ever. So y'all continue to follow my page at Blessed Coast, follow the podcast page at official Be the Change podcast, where I post clips of the interviews as well as give business reviews. But I'm gonna go ahead and add this business review right here. Exceptional, because what you see right here is the CEO of Legendary Travel Agency and Legendary Travel Swimwear, and you can see that she embodies what is said on that website, which means that she's giving you a legendary experience all the way around. And the whole 9 is simple, it's straight to the point, and I guarantee you it's not going to be a hassle on you financially, which is what everybody can ask for.
Right.
Yep. So Miss Shanna, Jennette, thank you once again, and everybody who's watching live, thank you for sticking it out. And if you watch it later on whatever platform that you enjoy listening or watching podcasts on, just continue to support the Be the Change podcast, and we'll see y'all next time. It's the home of the one and only Ashton Reynolds, here with my very special guest, Miss Shanna Jennette. Continue to support, and until later, we out of here. God bless.
Thank you.